What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is December 13th, 2023. My name, once again, is Chris Drummond. I'm a sports reporter based out of Minnesota here, broadcaster as well. And I love coming on this podcast, talking to all different kinds of people, not just people in journalism, which is my field, but people that also do media, music, um, people that also do other communicative type of roles, or people that's not even in the communication space. I just love learning about their why, their story of how they came up, how they was brought up, and just learning different things about them. I got a special guest that's coming on today. Her name is Gabriella Franco. Okay, she works with All Sports Television right now. She's been a content producer. She's in the media space, the entertainment media space. She actually got her degree from Cal State University Northridge in the entertainment media. So we're going to talk about her why she wanted to go into that, ask some fun questions, and get to know her a little bit. So without any further ado, I bring to you Gabriella. Good afternoon, Gabrielle. How we doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. I have to say, you look quite lovely today. Just want to start off by
Thank
saying
you.
you're
Thank
very
you.
welcome. And next, I want to say thank you for hopping on my podcast. Work hard, play harder. I really do appreciate your time. And the last thing I'll say before I start peppering you with questions is the reason why I wanted you on here. I know you're in the entertainment media space, and I'm a journalist based out of here, out of Minnesota, sports journalist. So I love talking to people that's in media. I love talking to people about their stories, their whys, but learning about what they do. Different jobs intrigue me, but also can be intriguing for anybody that will watch this podcast episode once it's posted. Maybe they might have a question for you that I don't ask, or maybe they might want to talk to you about the job that you're doing, which we're going to get into all that for sure. So that's the reason why I wanted you on. And like I said, I'm happy that you're here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. No, thank you for having me.
No doubt, no doubt. So let's talk about your upbringing. Where are you from? If it's from California, that'd be great because I'm from San Diego. Just throw that out there. So talk about your upbringing and your why of why you wanted to go into media in that space.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm actually Bay Area born and raised. So I'm from the East Bay. I'm not from LA. But yeah, I grew up in the Bay Area and then I went to college in LA because I've always had in the back of my mind of just like loving the entertainment industry and just wanting to like live in LA one day. So I applied to colleges and I went to Cal State Northridge. I don't know if you've heard of that school, but
Yeah.
it's by Burbank in a way. So yeah, I got into that school and obviously when I applied, I was like, oh my God, and I got in, I was like, wow, like I actually can live in LA. And so I was super excited to do that. And so I started that in 2018 is when I started my undergrad. And I was in the cinema, television arts, like the film production, basically sector, but um, it's provisional. So basically, you have to take prerequisite classes, and in order to actually get in, you have
Right.
to like make a portfolio, and then it's obviously very selective. And
Right.
so I was doing that, but I feel like when I first kind of went into it, I was just like, I want to be in the entertainment industry, but I don't really know exactly where, because obviously people have interested in directing, producing, screenwriting, but I felt like I had always been more kind of like the business side of it all. So I was like, okay, like how am I gonna do that? But obviously, like I wanted to be in the film department too, so I just kind of had to figure that out. And then I applied for it, and I didn't get in, but
Hmm.
um there were other sectors in that film program that you could still be a part of. And
Sure.
so, and honestly, I was already thinking of kind of switching regardless. And so my full major was cinema, television arts, entertainment, media management. And
Hmm.
that is literally basically like the business side of the entertainment industry, because you could either go into managing people, social media managing, literally everything in that. So that's what caught my interest, and that's what I graduated with. And I graduated with that major and also a minor in interactive marketing. And I feel like when I was starting to graduate, I was like, okay, I want to at least do some kind of advertising or marketing in the entertainment industry. And so
Okay.
that's what I feel like that's like my backstory. And that's where that's what I've been doing pretty much ever since.
No, that's pretty cool. I like that. I do like that a lot. You mentioned your school, California State University, Northridge. I want to know, were there any other schools that could have persuaded you from going to Cal State?
I mean, obviously, I applied to like UCLA and USC and
Okay.
didn't get in, but that school, CSUN's really cool, and I'm really glad I went there. I had such a great time.
No, I like that. I like that you mentioned UCLA, USC. Obviously, growing up, I remember USC being one of my favorite schools that I've ever toured. When I did go, I wasn't really a huge UCLA person, but USC was my school. I love that. The Coliseum. I'm a huge sports person, so of course,
Yeah,
Trojan.
same.
I love that. But that's pretty cool that you applied to those two as well. Let's talk about possibly. Did you have any role models growing up, or who inspired you maybe to get in that media space?
Yeah. I mean, I think the first thing that comes to mind is I'm a huge Jennifer Lawrence fan. And so I feel like in her prime, like I was like what, like 12, 13, 14. And so I was just so inspired by her. And I thought she was so cool. And she honestly, I feel like really got me into like the entertainment industry, I think. And it's just so funny that I mentioned that because I worked like my first job out of college. I managed a social media app and
Yeah,
it was I was working an in-person event at where was it? It was like the Directors Guild in Hollywood,
yeah,
and she was there. So I literally like crossed paths with her, and it was like a full circle moment for me, and it was just so cool.
that's pretty dope. I know I learned the Jennifer Lawrence through the Hunger Games, but she does
Yeah.
have some other. I think Silver Linings Playbook is probably one of my favorites of hers for sure. With Bradley Cooper, I like that movie as well. So that's pretty cool. Okay, I like that. I got some favorite questions here that I want to ask
Okay.
you. Now, you just tell me what some of your favorite things off the rip. All right, you ready?
All right. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Favorite meal you like to cook?
Ooh, I like to cook. I think I don't know avocado toast for some reason. I don't know. I've been in LA for a while, so that's like probably my favorite thing right now.
Okay, avocado toast. All right, I ain't mad at it now.
Yeah, but that's the thing, like I'll never go out and buy it just because I feel like it's so like simple.
yeah,
Like I would never go out and buy it, but that's probably something I always make.
it's very good. I can tell you that it's very good and healthy. So I like that. Okay,
Yeah.
what's your favorite meal to eat?
Nachos. I love nachos. Like that's like my go-to anywhere I go. It's nachos.
You know what? We starting off on a very good foot here, Gabriella. I like that. Now, hold on. Are you the type of person that when you say nachos, do you like the meat, or are you just a nacho and cheese, chip and cheese kind of girl, or do you like those like nachos with meat on it, other stuff on it as well?
Well, I don't discriminate, but I like any kind. Like, I mean, if obviously I'm more hungry, like, yeah, let me have everything. But if I just want like a small snack, then I'm okay with like, just cheese. But
I
I
feel it.
don't complain.
Okay, I like that. I don't discriminate either. I'm with you on that. Totally. Okay, good. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Ooh, well, I think it would be as of right now, New York. I love New York when I went.
Okay. Now, why did you go there? Was that a family trip, a friend's trip?
It was just a spontaneous friend trip. Me and a couple friends, literally in January of this year, we just were like, oh, let's go to New York. And so we like booked it, and it was my first time there. I've always wanted to go, and I don't know, I just really liked. Um, I feel like I'm a person that I like being able to walk places, and so New York is just literally everything is right by each other, and so I just really liked how I could walk everywhere.
No
So.
question. No
Yeah.
question about it. I'm totally with you there. If you got to
Mhm.
drive everywhere, I don't really like that. I do like to walk around and see things, view things, go into stores, stuff like that. So I'm totally down with you there. I would say for me, Cabo, Cabo
Oh,
San Lucas.
okay.
That was different. I'm a beach person, so I like water. I like good weather. Although I'm in Minnesota, I can't explain it. I don't know why, but it's still in all. I like good weather and I like water and I like great scenery. That's what I like. So Cabo San Lucas in Mexico was one of my favorite trips.
Hmm, okay.
Favorite concert you've ever attended?
Ooh, definitely. I went to the Weeknd's concert last year, the After Hours Till Dawn. I had been waiting for that concert for so long. It was actually a funny story. So I had bought tickets during the pandemic in 2020.
Yeah.
And then it got postponed like so many times. And then I finally went to the show last year, and that was the show that he walked out of because of he lost his voice. And so like I waited 3 years
Wow.
for that concert, and then he just like walked out. But then I saw him again in November when he rescheduled it. But still like
Okay.
the best concert I've been to.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with Weekend. I saw him in concert as well. It was in Atlanta when I was there a couple years ago. Wasn't that? It was the Starboy one, Starboy concert.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because to me, that's probably outside of his trilogy of his old stuff that he did. You know, with the Wicked games and stuff.
Yeah,
I would
okay, you
say
know the old
Starboy.
stuff. Okay.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm with that. I'm with you on the Weekend, and no question
Okay,
about it.
for sure.
Yes. I like his Starboy album quite a bit for sure. Um, two more on the favorites. Favorite sport you like to watch on TV, and favorite sport you like to attend in person.
Ooh. Can I add another one onto that?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so the favorite one I like to watch on TV, I'm a huge sports girl. Like my family is very sports oriented, so I literally like watching all of them. Well, I'll just say right now, since it's football season,
Mhm.
I like watching football. Favorite to watch in person, probably baseball, because I that's probably the games that I've gone to the most growing up. And then I'm gonna add on because actually I grew up an athlete, so I've grew up playing sports as well. But
Yeah, me
my
too. Yeah,
sports to play is softball and soccer.
I love that, and we're gonna be very tight. We're gonna be very good friends. Gabrielle. I can tell. You said sports, and this warms my heart. Obviously, I cover sports. I cover 12 high schools out here and a college, so I do that for my occupation. But I'm a huge sports person. Basketball is probably one. Football is
Okay.
two. Baseball is three. I'm a huge Padres fan because I grew up in
Okay.
San Diego.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and then football, I'm Chargers, but my Chargers stink this year, so I don't want to really talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. But are you a 49ers fan?
Yeah, I'm a 49ers fan, I'm a Giants fan, and I'm a Warriors fan.
I got you. I can deal with 2 out of 3. I can deal with 2 out of 3. I don't know if I don't know if I can get with you on the Giants. I'm just a little
Everybody
torn.
says that, so it's okay. I'm used to it. I
I
get
get it.
it.
I get it. All right, here's the last one of the favorites, okay?
Okay.
Favorite sport you like to play. Now you mentioned softball and soccer, but favorite sport, I would say try to name a sport outside of those two that would be like a favorite that you would like to play.
Okay. I feel like non-competitively, well, I do kind of take competitively too, would be like golf.
Okay, I like
I
that.
grew up playing golf a little bit. Like when I was younger, I would go to golf camp. So haven't done it in a while, but I feel like I've been wanting to go to what's it called? Like that range they have in Vegas. You know that
Oh,
big
yeah, I know what
one?
you're talking about. Are you talking about
I
the
forget what
Win?
it's
The at the Win Hotel? Are you talking about like driving
something.
range?
I forget what it's called, but I know they have a couple locations. But I've been
I
wanting to
know
do that.
I know what you're talking about. I just can't think of the name of it specifically, I should say. But
Yeah,
yes, that is a beautiful spot. No question. Okay, I like that. This next question has to do with your day-to-day job. Now, I would love for you to explain what you do on a day-to-day basis. If I'm not mistaken, you work with all sports television.
I do.
Um,
Yes.
yes. So tell me on a day-to-day basis, what do you do? Does it differentiate from in season or off season of the sports? Talk about that.
Yeah, so I'll just give a little kind of backstory about what I've done with that company. So I actually started interning them when I was a junior in college, and my professor, the president of the company, he was actually my professor at the time, and so that's how I started interning. And I just did social media management, so I was managing Instagram and Facebook, and that's how I started with them. And then recently this year, I got asked to be because a TV show host because they're making a new TV show. It's called the Food and Beverage Roadshow, and basically, it's kind of like those shows you see on like TV networks where they go to different restaurants and they show you different foods and drinks. And so that's basically what this show is, except it's focusing on the sports world. So
Okay.
it's going to like different sports bars, restaurants, practices, games, just literally anything sports related and showing you the food and the beverages of whatever and company that is. And so yeah, I got asked to do that. And so I helped them film some commercials for that. And then after that, I started working for them as an affiliate manager. So basically, my job then was just to email different TV stations to get this network on their TV, get this network on their stations across the country. And so I've been doing that. And then recently, I've been helping out with our new show, the Food and Beverage Roadshow, as an associate producer. And so
Okay.
I've been trying to just find different establishments to start shooting at. And we're actually like gonna film one tomorrow, actually.
Okay.
I'm pretty excited about that. It's gonna be at this sports bar in Hollywood called Third Base. I personally have always been wanting to go there, but um, everything's booked, so we're filming that tomorrow. And so,
I definitely know about that bar. I do have still have family out there, and yes, I'm very fond of that bar in Hollywood. No question about that. Okay, that's what's up. I like that. Now, how did you find All Sports Television? Like, how did one find that to get an internship with them? I mean, did you have to go apply online? Did somebody recommend you to it? How did you find it?
no, so my the president of All Sports, Roger Smith, he was my professor at the time, and
Oh,
so it's still kind of new, honestly, and so he was like building it up at the time that he was my professor, and it was getting to the point where he started to want to take interns, and I guess since I was such a good student, he asked me if I wanted to do it, and I was like, yeah, like of course, and that was honestly my first social media, I guess, a gig like ever. So, and then just build up from there.
I love that. That's pretty cool, and it's very good that you mentioned something like that. You know, because people need to know that it's just not about what you do. Sometimes it is about who you know and how you leave an impression on them to be able to get
Yeah.
these jobs that you get. So I definitely love that answer, and it's the reason why I asked that question too, because people need to know connections are big time in any industry that you do,
Mhm.
especially media and journalism combined. Those connections really do help you get the jobs
Yeah.
that you want. Let's talk about mental health. Um,
Okay.
I like talking about this topic because it differentiates with everybody. For
Yeah.
me, I like to go work out. I like to listen to music. I like to listen to poetry. Uh, uh, listen to poetry. I like to write poetry, and I like to do things like that just to be creative. How do you deal with your mental health? Because media sometimes is not a 9 to 5 kind of thing. Sometimes it can be long hours, long days, and unexpected things can come up. How do you deal with mental health and the work life balance?
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, honestly, like I mean, you already said it, but like staying active is a huge thing for me. So I definitely try to incorporate the gym a lot just because
Yeah,
it's like that one place where you can go to literally just put everything on pause for a second and just and it's like it's me time as well. And I don't have to worry about anything except just like being there and being present. So, and I have found, I don't know if you noticed this too, but when you start your day with like a workout, it kind of sets the tone for the rest of your day. And
it does.
it really helps me. And I definitely try to like no matter what, make sure I get that in every day. But yeah, I feel like I definitely have been taking mental health a lot very seriously like this year, just because, like you said, being in media, it's up and down constantly. And so I just think that you have to definitely put yourself first and really just like do what you need to do to feel okay. Because it obviously being entertainment, it can be hard some days, but just like I don't know, I guess knowing yourself and at least for me, it's just always I think I want to like my outlets I use is physical activity. So whether it be like the gym or going on a walk or just staying active.
I like that. I do. Once again, it's an important question to ask because people deal with it in a variety of ways, and people don't understand. Sometimes when you see people out and you're calling people like TV stations or associate producers, and I'm not sure if you're in front of the camera at any time, but if you are, as you said, Well, you did say you was a TV host, so I would think sometimes you would be in front of the camera. Sometimes people see the final product and they think it's very glamorous of a life, and it's not all that glamorous at all
Yeah.
times. It really is a struggle at times, and people should know that. And it's cool to understand that, yes, with every profession that you have, there comes struggle, but there's also an understanding of how to deal with that struggle, how to deal with that mental health. Like you said, being physically active, going on walks, going to the gym. Uh, like I said, I like to write poetry as well because I'm a huge like reader of poetry. I love stuff like that. So I like to do different things like that, and I also talk to family too.
Yeah.
Uh, huge mama's boy, huge mama's boy. So I call my mama back home just to make sure she's all right and talk to her. So I'm a huge family person as well, and I'm sure you are too.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I love it. I love it. So now, Gabriella, we're in the portion of this or that. Okay. So
Okay.
basically, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna throw two things out at you, and you're gonna tell me which one you want, this or that. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. Popeyes or KFC?
Popeyes.
Well, that's my girl. Okay, I like that. I like that. Popeyes take a long time making their food. Y'all got to get better with y'all customer service, but y'all food is good. All right, I like that. Here's a basketball one.
Okay.
LeBron or Kobe?
Oh, I feel like Kobe. You gotta go with Kobe.
Okay. You yeah. Well, listen, I got the sweater on. I don't know if you can see it or not, but
Can't see it.
Kobe.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you
Yep,
go.
yep, yep. That's my sweater. So yes, yes, indeed. Okay. Next one up. Do you like chicken wings?
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you, bone in or boneless?
Honestly, bone in, but I'm not gonna lie, I was a boneless girl before. But I mean, wait, yeah. But now I've made the transition. I like bone in.
Okay, you like to get a little messy, is what you'd like to say when you eat your
Yeah,
wings. Okay,
yeah,
I'm with that, Gabriella. Don't be ashamed of that. That's totally fine.
never.
Yes, yes, absolutely. With that being said, let me ask you about flavors: barbecue or lemon pepper?
Lemon pepper.
Yep, yep, yep. Okay, I like that. I like that. Now, which sport would you rather watch on TV? Would
Okay.
you rather watch tennis or hockey?
Ooh. Uh,
You
hockey.
said ooh.
Hockey. I feel like hockey can get like really intense sometimes. So hockey.
It can. It can. And a sidetrack bonus before I get back into this or that. I'm actually going to the California Sports Career Fair. It's a hockey one that the San Jose Sharks is actually putting on. So I'm going to be going to that in the upcoming year. So yes, doing that. So
For
I had
sure.
to throw that out there. That'll be my first time seeing a Sharks game for sure. So yes, no doubt. Um, three more this or that, and that two of these next two it has to do with music. Are you're a
Okay.
music lover, as you said the
Yes,
weekend? We
yes.
talked about that. Okay. Which concert would you rather go to, J. Cole or Kendrick?
Kendrick. I've been wanting to see Kendrick forever. Like I love Kendrick Lamar.
Please put that on your bucket list. I had the opportunity of seeing him when he came here to Minneapolis. He is definitely something to behold. He's dope. He really is, no doubt. I'm torn though. I'm torn because I love J. Cole too. I love both of
Yeah.
them. To
I
be
think
honest
I've
with
seen J. Cole at Rolling Loud. He performed 1 year, and so I
you.
did see
Ooh.
him.
Now was that in Miami that you went to?
No, it was the Rolling Loud LA 2021.
Oh wow. Okay, it was in LA. All right, I got you. I ended up seeing J. Cole at his Dream Fest in Charlotte,
Oh, okay.
North Carolina.
Cool.
That's where I saw him. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Okay. This next one has to do again with music. Which performer would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Chris Brown or Usher?
Usher. I
Okay.
love Usher. I would definitely. That's like one of like my 2000 R&B people I want to see is like Usher.
That's
100%.
right. I mean, he's dope. I have not had a chance to see him live, but man, whenever I do go back to Vegas, which hopefully will be sometime in 2024, I'm gonna definitely if he's performing, I'm gonna definitely have to look up the tickets to see what's good. That's for sure. Okay. Last of the favorites. This is wacky sports. Okay.
Okay.
Sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Bowling, because I'm actually really good at bowling. Like
Are you?
I think you know what it is? I think it's because so when I played softball, I was a pitcher, and so I got
Okay.
that whole underarm throw down.
Oh, yes, yes. So hold
So
on. When you bowl, do you got to spin to it?
I don't know. I mean, I get strikes, so I think so.
That's all that matters, right? That's all
Yeah.
that matters. You know what? When I come out there, we might have to test that theory. We just might have to.
You can see it in person. I get strikes a lot.
Uh, I have to see. I like that. I like that. You did good on this or that. The next question that I have for you, Gabriella, is about what role, because you've done several different roles, as I've
Yeah.
seen and kind of
Uh-huh.
looked up. What role would you say has had the most significant impact on you and why?
Ooh. I think it would be so I definitely think would be when I was a brand manager for Golden Road Brewery.
Okay.
Um, because it was something that I've never could like thought of doing before, and then it just like kind of fell into my lap. So basically just kind of get into the backstory of that. So there's mango carts, you know the beer mango cart?
I've heard of that, but enlighten me.
Heard of it. It's like a fruity beer, so it tastes like mango, but it's
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, I was a brand manager for that. And so they gave me merchandise, they gave me like beer, and it was when I was in college. So literally, it was like perfect because everybody in college likes to drink. And so
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it was fun, but I also like had to manage myself. So I had to go to bars, restaurants, liquor stores to give out samples and just tell people about, the brand, what it was. And, it was very helpful because people that had never had it before, they would buy a case after they would sample it. And then I would also have to use social media to kind of post about it and spread awareness. And then I also had to set up different events throughout like my college where I would hand out gear and like I would have to take pictures. So I had to do like a lot and I didn't think about it till like now, but it definitely was very busy. And it was not only because I had to communicate with different like managers across LA and just schedule myself. But it was really fun. Like I had so much fun doing it and I just got to be really creative. I think that's the part I loved about it is how creative I could be with it. Um and yeah, I think that was probably my favorite thing because it really showed me that I like to manage myself and kind of make my own schedule. And
Sure. Yeah.
and I feel like it really taught me all about brand management and like how to spread awareness. And yeah, but I think that one it definitely got me out of my comfort zone too, because I had to call up places to schedule it. And that's something I've never really done before, but it's just funny because now I'm kind of doing that now. And so I feel like that kind of prepared me for it now.
Sure.
But yeah, definitely like just being like a brand manager in college.
Yeah, it kind of coincide with what you was doing too, right? Because you say you got a minor in marketing, if I'm not mistaken. Just kind
Yeah.
of going around marketing the product. It's always nerve wracking, and people say, "Well, you do this all the time for your podcast. You cold email people," and I'm like, "Yeah, but you never know the responses that you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And there's been some responses that's been pretty bad, even though I've sent the same type of message to everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at least the people that I've sent it to. But I enjoy talking to people, and I feel like the only way that you can get to know somebody is initiate.
Yeah.
So I'd rather initiate and get turned down or get unread than never say anything at all because you really miss out on an opportunity of talking to wonderful people like yourself and everybody else that's been on my podcast. I've learned something new from everybody that I've talked to. Like
Yeah.
you, for instance, Mango Cart. I just learned about that, and I
You should
really didn't know
try it.
what.
It's pretty good.
You know what, and I certainly will, and I will let you'll be the first I tell to let you know how that takes for sure. So I do appreciate that. This is kind of a bonus question,
Okay.
but I was wondering this question: favorite alcoholic drink?
Um, so many. I think like since I'm grown now and I'm not in college, just like tequila.
Okay, now we talking about Tito's, or we talking about? 1800.
Oh, obviously I mean like Casamigos, but
Ooh.
I know I don't discriminate. So, but that was probably my go-to is Casamigos.
Okay, I'm a Casamigos is pretty good. That's the good stuff. No question. I'm a huge Hennessy person, so yeah,
Okay.
Hennessy, Crown Royal, apple or peach, either one of them is pretty good. I do like my Grey Goose. I like my Grey Goose though too. So yeah, that's what I yeah. So
I like Hennessy too, but I feel like Hennessy's that kind of drink that you have to have like a couple drinks in. Like I can never just start out with Hennessy. It's like later on in the night, yeah, like I'll have a Hennessy shot or something. But
I can see that because I've heard that from a couple other people as well. They say they can't start out with it, but they like to eventually ease their way into it. That's the words that I've heard from a couple other people. Me myself, put some ice up in there, pour me a nice shot, rock it around a little bit. We good. We good to go. So yeah, I'm with that. All right,
cool.
that's what's up. Okay, let's talk about advice. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of advice has someone given you that has stayed with you, or what's some advice that you have given to someone?
Um, I feel like that's such a good question to ask because I'm kind of going through that like right now as well, where I'm learning and I'm trying to figure stuff out still. But I would feel like some advice I can give to people right now is to one, like always go with your gut and know your worth when it comes to like everything in life, because
Mm.
there have been times where I work jobs where I'm just like I don't know. I have thoughts like, I could be getting paid more for what I'm doing, or like
Sure.
I'd rather have a job than not have nothing. But at the end of the day, it's like, are you really happy doing that? And
Yep.
um yeah, it's like knowing your worth, and just life is just too short to be doing something like you don't want to do. And so if it doesn't make you happy, honestly, you don't do it. Um and then also just like don't be so hard on yourself, because I know a lot of times with definitely social media, and it's very easy to compare your lives with your friends and everyone else you see, but just like know that everyone has their own path. And just because, you don't have as much as accomplished as your friend doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means
Right.
you're at your own pace, and the everything happens for a reason. That's one of my things too. Everything happens for a reason. So, and it's just everything also is a huge lesson. And at least for me, I would feel like before, when certain things would happen to me, I would just get so down. I'd be like, why is this happening to me? Like, why do I have to keep going through this? But it's like what you're going through is going to prepare you for something, and you're going to realize that later. So, yeah, just I think overall, know your worth, and life is too short to do anything that makes you unhappy.
Yeah, tough times hardens character.
Yeah.
Something that my mama always told me. She said, "Baby, tough times harden character, and knowing your worth is definitely some great advice." I'm glad you said that because a lot of people that come into the media industry or any kind of profession that they have, sometimes things don't always seem as they appear.
Yeah.
Sometimes things look really good, and sometimes they're not. People are afraid sometimes to speak up
Yeah.
when they feel like whether I should get more money or the treatment is not fair to me because they don't want to lose their livelihood, right? So
Yeah.
it's important to know to have that confidence, right? And sometimes it takes a while to build it of knowing your worth, but also understanding life is too short because you do have to make certain times, you do have to make those decisive decisions, right? Because
Yeah.
eventually, if you don't, then you're in a situation that you're not very happy. And for me, that's why I chose journalism because, yeah, journalism doesn't pay a lot of money starting out. No, it does not. It flat out doesn't. And not many professions do, to be honest with you. You got to really
Yeah.
love what you do to be in the media and journalistic kind of space. But if you love what you do, then you'll never call it work. It'll just be something that you get up to do and you'll be able to do it with a smile on your face. And it just happens so that you get paid to do it. So that's a pretty cool thing. But like you said, you never want to be unhappy in a situation. You should just leave. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of the time, a lot of people have problems doing that because of the things that advocated before. And I just think that's really, really great advice that you just gave right there for sure.
Oh yeah, thank you. And I think just definitely too, um, just like from a perspective of someone who is still kind of a new grad, that as soon as we graduate, I mean, there are some people that already have jobs lined up for them, but then there's also a percentage of people that they don't know like what they're doing. You just graduated, you're entering adulthood and something you've never known before. And I feel like it's completely normal to have those thoughts. And because at least for me, I just felt like I was just so like, I need to get a job ASAP because, I need to start making money. But then that also comes with kind of being desperate and
Right,
just applying because the job, source is just so different now. And I've just seen it from multiple people that people keep applying and it's not that they have bad resumes. It's just different now. Um, and so I feel like people need to know to not get down on themselves because it's not just them, it's for everyone right now. And to not be like, it's hard to not be selective when you're desperate because you're
right,
just gonna
right.
just, I got an interview, okay, I'm just gonna get that job because no one else is responding to me, but you still have to be strong and make up in your mind what exactly you want and don't settle for anything less. Like even if it sounds like a perfect job, but the pay is very low, either negotiate and get that pay or just keep applying. Like it's not worth it just to stay somewhere you can do better at.
I love that you said that because a lot of new grads do have that mindset of I gotta jump on the first thing smoke. I gotta jump
Yeah.
on because I've applied to over 200, 300 different applications, and these are the only people that's called me. And
Yeah.
sometimes you really don't. It's hard to be patient when it's something that you really want. But like you said, you really got to take your time to be like, okay, is this for me? I tell new grads all the time when you have a job that you're going out of state for or going out of the city, if people want you to come, three things I normally tell them. I tell them one, visit. You got to visit the place. Visit where you're going because you gotta visit the atmosphere. You got to know where you're going. You got to visit with your coworkers, what type of environment you're going to be in. If you have the ability to do that, do that. Then second, they got to give you some time because most jobs want you to start immediately. Now, when you're moving different cities and moving different stuff, you don't want to start too fast. You want to
Yeah.
give some time to move, time to get adjusted, time for that. If the jobs do not give you time, that's a red flag. And that's definitely something that you should pause about saying yes to. And lastly, money. Some jobs are willing to give you moving money, willing to help you out with moving money. Now, some jobs are not, but mainly the money that I'm talking about is per hour. You got to do your homework, and whatever offer they give you, if that's not something that is feasible to live, because you definitely don't want to be eating top ramen every day. You want to be able to
Yeah.
cook, right? So this is the big boy, big girl job. So you want to be able to know the dynamics of what your cost of where you're moving to and where you live. So I always tell them visit the city, visit the everything else. I always tell them time. If they're not willing to give you time and they're trying to rush your start, mm-mm. And then always money. So those are the three things I like to advocate for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So with that being said, I want to ask you these final two questions. All right, and this question has to do with what is your ultimate goal of what you want to do in this media space? Because talking to you here, you just seem like a wonderful, confident kind of woman that's learning and growing in the media industry, and just I can see you like in like you said, kind of like a managerial kind of space, like with different artists, different things. But what do you ultimately want to do?
Yeah, so honestly, I think I'm still figuring that out, but I
Okay.
feel like I have a better idea than I did a year ago. If you asked me that, I would kind of be like, but yeah, so obviously entertainment, it's always interested me like since forever. But I feel like I'm more open now. And so I feel like for this next year, I do want to get into obviously something where I can create my own schedule, and just managing with like social media or content creation. But not only in like film and TV, I'm very interested in going into like sports entertainment. I mean, I feel like I kind of already am, but I guess a little deeper. Then also like the music industry. I feel like that's something that also interests me. So I guess anything around those three would be really cool. And actually I also have interest in being in front of the camera too. So I don't know, I feel like my options are so endless right now, and I'm still young. I just want to see what I can do while I can.
I can see that. I could totally see you being in front of the camera, hosting like some kind of sports show, entertainment show, red carpet. Honestly, the first thing that came to my mind looking at you was red carpet. I could see
Yeah.
you like doing like Grammys or something. I don't know if that would interest you or not, but I thought about red carpet when I first saw you, and I saw the
Yeah.
interview for
That's
sure.
one of my like, I don't know, like childhood goals is just always like be on a red carpet. So hopefully
That would
one
be amazing.
day.
That would be amazing, no doubt. Now, I did have a bonus question because
Yeah.
it's about music, right? And tonight, I'm going to the Nelly, Ashanti, Ti, and Ja Rule concert out here. I just saw Nicki Minaj just posted a tour. Is that something that's going to be interesting to you to go see her?
Yes, I don't know if you listened to her new album, but I'm a huge, like, she's my top three. I love Nicki Minaj. I love the new album she released. I saw her, I could talk about this forever. I saw her last year or earlier this year for Rolling Loud. She was a special guest. Lil Wayne brought her out,
Mm-hmm.
and she's not performing in LA, but it's her performance is the Rolling Loud performance next year. So I'm definitely planning to see that, but
No
100%.
doubt.
I told
No,
myself like back in high school when she released the Pink Print, I was like, the next time she releases an album and goes on tour, like I am going. So yes.
no doubt about it. I love all kind of music and musicians. Nicki Minaj, I did have a chance to listen to her new album. She got some bangers on there, that's for sure. She definitely got some bangers. And yes, she is coming out here to Minneapolis. So I'm thinking about going to that show for sure, no question. Because I'm a huge music concert goer. I love music
Yeah.
concerts, so I'll definitely go to that. Now, Gabriella, we came to the final question, which is I need two more people from you. Two more people who would absolutely thrive, just like you have all conversation in a conversation like this where they can talk about themselves, get to know a little bit, and be on my podcast. Who is two people that come to mind that could hop on this podcast with?
Yes. Let me think. Probably one of my friends, Nick. He's a model here in LA too, and he is actually coming out with like his own brand. So I know he's been busy with that. So I feel like he would be someone good to talk to
Okay.
well. And who else? Oh, I feel like he was the first one that came to mind, but let me think about that. Let me think
I
about
know there's no question. No question. I knew that would be a good question for you. But yeah, shout out to Nick for sure. I can't wait to see that. This has been an awesome conversation. You've answered every question beautifully. I really do appreciate your time. As always, I always ask this at the very end. Is there anything else you would like to add before we conclude?
Um, I would just say, I mean, I feel like this interview is taking place, at the end of 2023. So we're about to go into the new year. So I would just, I wish you the best in the next year. And I know for me, like I have a lot like that. I know I feel like very hopeful for next year. So I'm excited to go into this new year with everything that I have learned this year. And, I think that we can only just hope for the best going forward and just keep going.
Well, I wish you nothing but continued blessings into your career. Obviously, it's early, but you are still learning and thriving out there in one of the most beautiful markets in LA. I mean, just can't get much better than that. Maybe New York, but other than LA, it's beautiful out there. So, once again, I thank you for your time. You enjoy the rest of your Thursday. You and I will certainly be in touch and talk soon.
Yeah, thank you again for having me. I'll talk to you later.
You take care.
All right. Bye.